Greetings and welcome to A Prayerful Pause. I'm Nancy Woodworth-Hill, and amongst other things, a spiritual director. Today, the practice we will look at is Statio, the holy pause. So the word statio is a Latin word for station, position, watch. It is the practice of stopping one thing before we begin another. And while this monastic practice was born centuries ago, it calls to us in our era as a mindfulness style prayer. It tells us that while our culture runs 24/7 as we quickly move from one task to another to make every moment count, this is not how we are meant to be. Rather, this practice reminds us that it is good to pause between tasks, to take a breath, to think about the task just completed, and to be open to some aspect of the divine, and then to turn our thoughts toward the next task. We are to enjoy God's loving presence during daily activities. It is this small pause we turn our souls to gaze, to really attend to the present moment. It's only in this present moment, the here and the now, that we are able to be directly connected with the divine. Statio is meant to give us space to center, making us conscious of what we are about to do so that we can be fully present to the divine that's within us, with us, as we engage our day. It has the capacity to reorient us. For instance, being present to the ingredients of dinner set out on the counter encourages us to enter an act of creation that will nurture our bodies and the bodies of the loved ones who sit at our table. Being present to a garden before cutting a flower allows us to experience the preciousness of life, as well as the beauty that will come into our home. Being present to a partner when one enters a room becomes an act of communion, strengthening a relationship. Being present at one's workstation allows one to more fully engage with the holiness of one's tasks. In Statio, the holy pause, we give space for the transcendent and ordinary life to be experienced through finding the extraordinary in the ordinary, the miraculous in the mundane, and the sacred in the profane. To borrow words from the Reverend Dr. Pittman McGehee. We find examples of such pausing all around us. When musicians change keys, they don't do so abruptly, but through passages which modulate. When the seasons of the year are changing, there are periods of ups and downs as if nature herself is not yet quite ready to shift gears. And children grow in spurts, not steadily. Statio invites us to shift gears in a different way, one that tends to sweep away some measure of clutter, frustration, and stress. Life isn't quite so frantically abrupt as we intentionally enter into a practice of presence. Dallas Willard taught that you have to ruthlessly eliminate hurry to grow spiritually and to grow in your experience of God's joy. Statio prayer helps slow us down. So here are the steps. First, we need to prepare to make a decision to engage in this practice. And I would suggest a good 6 to 8 weeks. And be prepared to go easy on yourself when you forget and find yourself rushing from one task to the next. And we need to identify the nooks and crannies of our lives that are good opportunities for this practice. So consider things like arriving a little early to meetings or events and using that space to transition. Walking outside slowly to appreciate nature. Pausing at the beginning and end of car travel. Pause while you wait in line. Pause between chores. Before the first bite of a meal, perhaps pause after brushing your teeth, after you put your shoes on. Choose what feels right for you to begin, and you may be surprised that you want to expand the practice. So there's a beautiful mnemonic for this practice. Stop. S-T-O-P. S. So stop what you're doing for a minute or more. And you might be surprised how long that minute feels. T. Take a deep breath. Take that breath to be present in the moment through your body and your heart, your mind, and soul. O. Observe, gaze, recollect yourself into the present moment. And P. Pray. Pray about what you need, or what you've just finished, or what you're about to do. Or if the prayer of silence is comfortable, just sit in that silent space, stillness and solitude. Further consideration, while it's not necessary, other practices may be done inside of this pause, such as a breath prayer or a gratitude practice, or what I think of as arrow prayers, requests for help and healing. And be open to your full range of senses in this gazing, because gazing is not just for one's eyes. So let me review these 4 steps. Stop. S. Stop what you're doing for a minute or more. T. Take a deep breath to be present in the moment through your body, heart, mind, and soul. O. Observe, gaze, recollect yourself into the present moment. And P. Pray about what you need, or what you've just finished, or what you are about to do, or just relish the silence, the stillness, the solitude. If this video has been helpful to you, please consider sharing it. Go in peace.